Hey everybody, so I wanted to share my absolute favorite agenda. Several years ago I got one of them, and the reason why I went with this one is because of the date. It has an 18-month calendar, and that's kind of hard to find on one that has like more than just the month squares on it. And I wanted one that did 18 months because we start our school year after the Feast of Tabernacles. And so when doing a 12-month year, it makes it where, your school year is getting broke up, and then doing a school agenda, that messes it up where it doesn't fill us. So I really wanted the 18 months. So this one is the large, and this is the size I got the first time I got it, and I loved it. The next year I got an extra large because I actually like more writing room. This one actually is plenty. It seems like there was a part missing on the extra large, and it might have just been the agenda that I got, where I don't know, I felt like there was less sections in it, but maybe it was just mine that I got was missing a page or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't really, but I felt like I had more. But I was looking at it this time when I got this new one, and it seemed like it was the same amount of places as the extra large I had last time. So maybe the one I had before was a different model, and it had an extra like month area. It seemed like it had the squares for months, and then it had the daily for each week, where you had a section where you could put a good bit, and I'll show that in a minute. And then it seems like it had a second section where it had the yearly, where each month had its squares for days. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, or maybe they changed the way it was done. Maybe that was an older model and they don't do it that way anymore. But I want to show, so I'll turn it sideways. So this is just a regular piece of, computer paper. And this is how big it is compared to that. So it's not massive, but you'll see when you get inside of it. So it is all beach themed. I don't necessarily love the designs and everything, but it really serves a purpose. So when you open it, sometimes they have pockets. This one actually does not have a pocket right here anyway. My one I had before had a pocket on this side where you could put stuff in. So maybe they must have changed the models. So it comes with these little stickers that the kids love, and I don't really use them for my agenda itself. Oh, just kidding, here it is. So it's got a pocket on this side and a pocket on this side, and I actually use that a lot. So it has your goals. You can, I actually don't ever use the list like this the way they want it. I end up turning it into some kind of other list area. So they have, just your quick yearly calendar, looking at it. And then it has kind of like, so this part, days to celebrate, is meant for birthdays. I end up writing other things in there. Maybe, children lost a tooth or took their first step or something like that, where it's, this ends up being my school planner, my homestead planner, and baby journal, like everything all into one. And so anyway, it's got all these little different lists and things in here that you can totally turn into something else. And it's got, the numbers in the dress book area, and then notes. And I actually do use this for putting down notes. It's good for when you have extra school stuff that you want to keep caught up, to put there. Right, so there's tons and tons of note pages, like bunches. They're sticking together too, so it's more than what I'm showing as well. So you get to the month, and it's like this. That's, a normal, regular kind of thing. And so I do a lot of different things. So before, right now we don't have animals, but before, like, I had a certain corner that was designated for eggs, and so I would just write how many eggs we got that day. A certain corner was designated for milk, and I would just write how many quarts that we got of milk that day, or cups, whatever was going on. And so I organized it very my husband was traveling a lot, so I'd put, like, I had a certain, like, the top of the square was where he was traveling, and so I would have like all these different areas in there that I didn't have to write out this many dozen eggs or this many, I would just have a number there, and I knew that was the egg spot. Or I might write 24E if I wanted to, but I knew that that's what it was. So I keep up with when I start or stop supplements or all kind of things. But I'd also put the babies, what their little milestones were. They said dad, they said this or that, and I loved it because I always had this, everything was together. I've always been really, really bad. I wanted to do journals for my babies, and I was never good at it. I would start it, and then I wouldn't finish it. There was just like too much to write, or I would not have time, and then it would be like a whole bunch that I needed to write. And so this always just sitting there by the couch or always on my nightstand was just easy. At the end of the day, okay, they said mama, they said dad, they had peas for this first time, whatever. It was just a real easy. And if it ended up being something happened that was long, I would put like a, star or square or something, and then I would end up writing more, over here to give it more detail. So after that, it goes into this part. And this was really where I did the school part. So I would write down what each child, was doing, what they were reading, their lessons, if there's more detail. Some of this stuff I would put on here if it was a quick thing, like, certain math lesson, this, or something that didn't have a lot of detail. But if there was more detail, this area was more the school area, and the other section was more of the, remember kind of like stuff. So it does that for each day of the week and month all the way through. And then it goes, on to the next month, does the same thing over. And like, I just got this one, so I was kind of backtracking and writing a few things down, like the feast days and supplements that I had started. So it just does that over and over again for each month. And like I said, I loved it because it was an 18 months. So it's just little beach doodles, watercolors. I don't think I've ever seen anything immodest other than like the stickers has a picture of a bathing suit, but not actually somebody in it. It's all just like fruits and flowers and such things. I'm looking. I don't think I've actually seen people in the design. Sometimes I'll have animals, like here, think of the watercolor monkeys, just little pineapple doodles. Let me double check. So it's just under the sea, seashells, sunshiny beach flamingos, just that kind of style. Not really any people in it. It does have, okay, there is a little bit of some people in the town and stuff on some of it, so there is a little bit, but for most of it there's not. So that's all of it. But to me, the way it's put out and the amount of space it has, even though it doesn't seem like it's a really big book, but I'm able, when I'm writing small, I'm able to really use even this empty space around and really put in a whole lot of information in here and get a lot of just everyday what's happening and really keep up. It's a real special thing to me. It was like, oh, go back and look through it, and oh, so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that, and they finished this book and they finished that book. It's just, I don't know, it's easy for me to have this one little book. So let's see, I'm 5'6". I don't know if that tells you about how thick it is. Anyway, it's just easy to me to have this one little book, and like everything goes into it, and I'm able to, anyway, the way it's set up, really organize and have stuff separated. So anyway, just wanted to share this. And you can pick all kind of different, they're still all the same kind of scenes. As far as a theme, I guess theme is, it's all beach theme, but you can get different designs on it. And anyway, so just wanted to share.